The first time your baby gets sick can be one of the scariest moments of your life. So let's talk through what you can do to help ease up your worry a little bit. As usual, it's all about preparation, 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 and making sure your kit is all stocked up before that first cold hits. Most of what you will need, you probably got from a baby shower or even in some sort of newborn toiletry kit. So just give your cupboards a quick glance and make sure you have some kind of saline drop or mist, a rubber nose syringe for clearing out the nasal passages, a really good thermometer. I like the temporal artery or forehead kind because I think it's the easiest to get an accurate reading with, a humidifier, and 1 or 2 types of fever reducers. Most doctors recommend that you keep on hand both ibuprofen, which would be Advil or Motrin, and acetaminophen, which would be Tylenol. It's empowering to know that when your baby gets sick, there are things you can do to help them. You can help clear baby's airways using those saline drops and a syringe. You simply put a few drops or a mist up each nostril and then use the bulb syringe or a nose Frida to suck that mucus out. Elevating your baby's head will also help him or her breathe a little bit more easily if congested. To do this, simply place a couple books under the leg of the crib or some blankets or towels under one end of the crib mattress. Adding moisture to the air in baby's room will help loosen the mucus and also ease baby's congestion. There are all different types of humidifiers available today, from the great big ones to smaller, cute ones like this one that work just right off of a water bottle and can also be used as a diffuser for essential oils. Also, remember to hydrate a little bit more than usual. Extra nursing sessions or extra bottles will do the trick there. And wash your hands a lot to stay well yourself. But if you get it, and if you're nursing, remember that you are passing along antibodies to help your little one get well and stay well. There are also tons of natural remedies that can help ease symptoms as well. I absolutely love the entire Hyland's line, and I use it for so many things that my kids get. There's a cough and cold for daytime as well as nighttime that works very well in children, and for babies they have their tiny cold tablets. This one is a liquid, but these are little tablets that dissolve very quickly in your baby's mouth. A little tip, if you're having a hard time getting your baby to take the tablet in your mouth, you can simply put it in your hand with a drop of water or even a drop of breast milk and turn it into a little bit of a paste and then smear it in your baby's mouth. It's a great way to get those tablets in there. There are also lots of things you can do to boost your baby's immunity to help them recover more quickly or not get sick in the first place. I love the entire Gaia Kids line. They have an Echinacea Golden Seal that's in a dropper form, so you can either put that in juice or water or do the drop straight in your child's mouth. And then the black elderberry syrup tastes straight up delicious, so your child probably will not fuss about taking that. Both of these are for boosting immunity. Vitamin D also we know to be particularly good for baby's brain health, but it also works to help boost your child's immunity, so you might double up on that if you think they're about to get sick. It's also important to know when to call the doctor, as if anything would stop you in those terrifying middle of the night moments. Here's when. If your baby is under 3 months old, you should call it any sign of illness. That's a runny nose, a cough, or a fever. In an older child, call for sure if there's a fever, particularly a high fever over 101, if there are signs of dehydration, if there's labored breathing, or if your child has symptoms lasting more than a week. Now let's talk about colic. The true medical definition of colic, as laughable as it seems, is unexplained crying for longer than 3 hours a day for more than 3 days a week. All babies cry, but colicky babies cry with a force and a focus that is unparalleled. It's thought that up to 25% of babies fit the description of colic. Symptoms usually begin around 2 to 3 weeks of age. They peak in intensity around 6 to 8 weeks of age. And then, here's the important part, they begin to subside around 3 to 4 months of age. It does not last forever. But the actual cause of colic is kind of ambiguous. It was once thought to be a digestive problem because of the way colicky babies draw up their legs and cry as if they're in pain. But there's no known actual link. Colic babies may be more gassy, but it could just be a result of all that crying. Some experts think it's a combination of babies' inborn personality and also their immature nervous system. They can't handle the stimulation around them. So how do you know if it's colic? Well, you can watch the crying pattern. Most colic babies become inconsolable at the same time every evening. Also, watch the crying posture. Colic babies look like they're in pain. They arch their backs, they tighten up their faces, and they often protest against your attempts to console them, which can be hard. So what can you do? Well, some claim that gripe water or anti-gas tablets really work, and others say they don't because the two are so infrequently linked. Less than 10% of colic cases are actually linked to food allergies. So also, changing a nursing mother's diet or changing the baby's formula probably won't help. But there are things that will. Wearing your baby more or holding your baby tightly does help. The more a baby is held during the early parts of the day, the less likely they are to be fussy in the evening. So start your day off by wearing your baby and holding your baby all morning and later in the day as you reach those troublesome evening hours. Also, try to recreate the womb in your house. You can do this with white noise, such as a vacuum cleaner, or by making that shh noise, and by changing positions a lot. Remember, when your baby was in your womb, they were changing their position a lot as you stood up, walked around, sat down, lied down, so do the same for them. Also, by adding a warm, wet environment. Try a warm bath. Finally, whether it's colic or a cold, remember to give yourself a break. Consoling a crying or a fussy baby can become tiring and frustrating, but getting overly exhausted or overly frustrated isn't going to help anyone. And remember, this too shall pass.